You're listening to Thrive, where every week we have meaningful conversations with incredible women like you, packed with practical tips and sisterly advice to bring you from a life of simply surviving to thriving. We're shaking the story that you're just getting by and stepping into who God made you to be. Because it's not enough to simply survive, you deserve to thrive. I'm your host, Erica Gwynn, and I'm ready to thrive together. Here's today's episode. Welcome back to Thrive, and welcome back to my girls, Sarah and Sandra.
Good morning.
I don't know if you guys know. Our last episode all together powwowing is one of the most popular episodes on Thrive to date.
Amazing.
So huzzah, in case anyone missed it, we were talking about grown-up friendships and how weird they are, but how we do it and what that looks like in different life stages. So we'll link that in the show notes below, because we just kind of came into that conversation with very open hearts, open minds, not much planned out. And we just kind of saw what happened, and apparently a lot of people needed it, and it resonated with all of us. So that was good. That was a deep one. Today's probably not going to be as deep, but just as fun, if not more fun, because we are talking about unpopular opinions. No. I think you guys both panicked when I said, "What are your unpopular opinions?" You were like, "What is an unpopular opinion? Oh my God, all of my opinions are so popular. I have nothing that goes against the grain."
I just realized that I don't have a lot of very hard and fast opinions. I don't know. I guess I have come up with a couple. I crowdsourced a few from friends and my husband to see what some of theirs were. But yeah, I've at least got a couple now. Or maybe I just don't realize how unpopular my opinions actually are. Maybe that's what it is. Oh, maybe that's a dangerous. Maybe one of you is going to say something that's one of my opinions, and I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't know that wasn't popular.
I know. That's oftentimes what it takes, though. That's why I think it takes seeing what's trending on social media, and then just being like, hold up, I don't like that. I disagree. And then you realize, oh wait, I'm in the minority apparently, or the quiet majority. But I guess we're here to find out. So,
or we're about to become the loud minority instead of the quiet majority or quiet minority.
Small but mighty. Small but mighty. Should we just dive right into it?
Let's go.
I have one that I know is going to probably trigger Taylor. Maybe also.
Whoa.
My first unpopular opinion. I never got into Friends or Gilmore Girls. I have not seen either of them.
Taylor's face.
I knew it. Yeah, I might have seen like a lone episode here or there. Never got into either, have never binged a series. And that's what I have to say about it.
I don't know. I feel like Friends is worth a watch. I feel like as you're entering into your 30s, married with kids, it is kind of funny to watch Friends from a lens of like they're turning 30, and like none of them are married, and they're all.
Hey, I did not know this. They're only 30 in that show?
Yeah, they like turn 30. There's like an entire episode about turning 30. Multiple episodes, I think, maybe.
30 in 3 days at the time of recording, and suddenly I feel so old. Like I'm looking at Jennifer Aniston. I'm like, what?
It is a little weird to watch like TV 30s. Because it does feel really old, and then you're like, oh wait, okay. Because I'm the oldest of all three of us. This is very rare for me. I am typically the youngest in most circles, because I am the youngest of all of my friends, for the most part. And so it is fun being the oldest. Okay, I obviously got into Friends, not while it was on, but afterwards, watching reruns and stuff. But I feel similarly about Seinfeld. I never could get into Seinfeld, and people are like passionate about it, and I never liked it. So I don't know.
All three of those shows.
Taylor's like, well,
you're all so unpopular.
I will say that Seinfeld and Friends I love. I have not seen like from start to finish. Like I've seen a majority of the episodes, but never from start to finish. I have a few seasons of DVD of Seinfeld. I'm sure my mom or sister have seasons of Friends on DVD. But Gilmore Girls, now that show, I have every season on DVD and would watch it every summer. I love Gilmore Girls and still do. Every fall, I have to turn it on. It just is homey.
It's a comfort. They're comfort shows. That's what they are.
Yes.
Okay, Taylor.
So wait, Erica, if
you can borrow my Gilmore Girls DVDs if you'd like, but I think it's all. I think
I don't have a DVD player anymore.
I know. Neither do I. So they're useless.
So Erica, if those aren't your comfort shows, what are your comfort shows?
Schitt's Creek.
Okay, that's good.
I did love
I'm
The
with you
Office.
there.
The Office. Those would be the ones that I would put on if I needed like a comfort show, I would say. I have more comfort movies, like Legally Blonde, National Treasure, The Princess Diaries 2, Royal Engagement. Those are my comfort movies. Where like yeah, that's where I'm at. But okay, Taylor, you were the oddball out on this one, so you go next with your next unpopular opinion.
Oh goodness. An unpopular opinion that I feel like is leaning more popular these days, but no kids at weddings. I love kids. Don't get me wrong. I really do love kids. But for our wedding, we had a baby boom in the family, and there were lots of little ones, like a lot of little ones, and all around the age of 2 to 5, which is a crazy age. And the age I left the 2 boys I love dearly, who I nannied, but when they got to 18 months, 2 was too much for me. So I just could picture chaos of children. And I just like didn't want to have to worry about that on wedding day. I felt like I wouldn't be able to turn off my nanny brain. And while I love them all dearly and missed them, just not on wedding day.
I'm with you. I validate that opinion 100%. I share it.
Yeah, I guess we didn't have really any friends that had kids when we got married, so I guess we really didn't have to think about it. But so I don't know what I would have.
It was
if
more
I had to choose now. I don't know what I would have picked.
It was more family, which made it harder because they were.
Oh, yeah.
But I love them all dearly.
No, I stand by. Everybody knows you don't love them less if you don't want them at the wedding. But I think everybody also knows, like, A, it's your day. B, parents need a night out without the kids too. Get a babysitter for the one night. It's okay. B, if you've been around kids, you know exactly, like, if somebody is like, a little nervous that a kid might say something in the middle of the ceremony, or yeah, if you know, you know. It's okay.
And then I guess another wedding related unpopular opinion is that we didn't do a first look, and I'm very glad we didn't do a first look. I feel like a lot of photographers try to push a first look, mainly just for logistics. And don't get me wrong, I do think the photos would have felt a little less like rushed or hurried if maybe we had done it beforehand. But it was really important to us to have that first moment down the aisle, and kind of like the nervousness of not seeing each other before. Yeah, so that was really special and very important to us from day one. We're like, no first look. Everyone can have fun at the cocktail hour while we do photos, and then we'll see each other later. But yeah.
Amen. I love that. Okay, Sarah, give us one. Also, y'all, we don't need to justify all of them. I feel like justify if you feel the need to or want to elaborate, but like, stand strong in your unpopular opinion, and you can just like drop it like it is too. That's okay.
All right, shifting from more serious wedding related ones to something totally unrelated, and this crop top trend. I want the other half of the shirt. Give me the other half of the shirt. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm really going to need the other half of that shirt, especially for the price they're wanting me to pay for that shirt if it's only half the fabric. Don't like it. Not a fan.
I was in a store a couple weeks ago, and I actually asked, I was like, do you have any full shirts that cover the belly button area?
Need a full shirt.
Just need a full shirt. The full piece of fabric. Thank you kindly. Signed, millennials everywhere.
Well, and it's getting to the point now where like, even if it's not labeled cropped, I get it. And I'm like, this is not where, what is happening? So I've started ordering talls and shirts. So like Old Navy has talls. And I have been ordering a lot of tall shirts because I have a long torso and I have 2 kids that I chase around and that I'm unloading groceries and moving around. And I don't feel like that needs to be a spectator sport. Doesn't need to be a spectator sport.
I'm with you. Okay, I have a couple trend ones that might hit home based on what is on Instagram right now. Good Lord Almighty. So number one,
Shorts?
what is this boxers as shorts thing?
Mm-hmm.
Why are people wearing men's underwear as their outer garment of pants? Like, I thought it was a joke when I first saw it.
Okay, I haven't seen this trend yet. Are they like actual boxer shorts or are they shorts that look like boxers?
No. They are taking like their husband's checkered boxers and wearing them as their shorts and styling it with like oversized sweatshirts and Uggs. And I'm like, ma'am, it just looks like you forgot your pants today. It's not, not for me.
Are they sewing the fly short like shut? Like, not to be TMI, but like.
That's a good question. Anybody who's partaking in this trend, please feel free to
please let us know.
Yeah.
How are you handling that situation?
I can't do it. Those are ridiculous. I also think the jean maxi skirts, they're the worst. I can't do that.
Yeah.
These like long jean, no, not here for that. You can't walk. You look like Morticia from the Addams Family. Like, it's just too much. And the whole low rise jeans coming back, absolutely not. Get back where you came from. Stay in the 90s. That should be illegal.
I need a good solid mid rise. I need a good solid
buff, baby. But
man,
mid is better than low. I'll give you that.
Mid is better than low. I'm a mid rise person. Maybe it's because I have a long torso and my waist, like high rise just comes up very, very high. My son yesterday called my high rise pants belly tights. So there's that for you. He was like, Mom, are those belly tights? And I was like, no, those are pants, babe. That's just my pants. But thank you for your decisions. Yeah, so I don't know. The barrel leg jeans, that is also a thing that I'm just seeing that I'm like, you look like you're wearing stilts.
Thank you. Thank you for saying it. You look like you went horseback riding.
It's an oval.
And your
legs. If you stood with your legs together, it would be an oval. Your legs are not an oval.
Thank you.
Nobody's legs are shaped like this.
And what kills me is when people are like, they're so flattering. I'm like, do we forget what the word flattering means? Because I don't know of anyone who wants their legs to look like an oval, where you're like, yes.
I just have to keep making this hand motion.
Is this...
What part of you is that flattering on? I don't understand.
No.
I also don't like the whole like super dad sneakers. Like, not like the New Balance or not like a white sneaker, but like a super chunky dad sneaker with a dress. I'm all for wearing like white sneakers with dresses. Like, that is, I'm good with that. It makes my life easier. I do it a lot during the summer. But like the whole chunky shoe dress thing, I get the wrong shoe theory. I get that that's a thing. Not the chunky dad shoe.
Yeah. I will say I'm liking the chunky dad shoe with like crew socks over leggings.
Yes.
Like 80s, 90s vibes. I'm liking that.
I like that. That's fine. That's fine. But there's something about like the dad sneaker with the dress thing that I just can't get behind. Can't get behind that.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Going along with clothes, it's not necessarily an unpopular opinion, but more of a PSA that my friend shared yesterday that I have to share with y'all too. They are not flare leggings. They are yoga pants. Those are called yoga pants. They are not flared leggings. Just for if you're younger listening to this.
All of us, I was going to say, all of us 32 plus would like to second that.
Yeah.
They are yoga pants.
Yoga pants. That is what they are called.
And they are great. And we wore them
all the time.
Much. in our high school and college years. And have not dipped my toe into that trend yet, but I am okay with it. And I probably will at some point because I do like them and I did like them.
I think my first pair of Lululemon bottoms were in fact yoga pants. Yoga pants.
Say it all together now. Yoga pants.
Yoga pants. Or as, have you guys seen the movie Noelle?
Yes.
Christmas movie? Yogurt pants. She calls them yogurt pants. So that's what my kids call them. They call them yogurt pants.
I love that. That might even be better.
It's another option.
Okay, I have a musical one. I'm not big on Beyonce. I'm not big on Beyonce. And I can't, there's some Beyonce songs that I can absolutely jam to, like Crazy in Love, Halo.
Love on Top.
To the left song, Love on Top. Love on Top. Her newest song, it's a jam. But most of her music, I'm not a fan of. And actually, I know this one's really unpopular. I'm not a big like 90s rap girl. I can't do it.
What?
I know.
Whoa.
I love Usher. I love
There
Usher.
are certain songs here and there where I'm like, that's a bop. I can jam, but especially growing up, I was never into it. I would turn it off. Ugh.
What was your jam?
Oh, like when I was a child?
Or like if it wasn't 90s rap, like what was it?
Maybe it was just because maybe I wasn't allowed to listen to like 90s rap. Because I listened to like all of the, do you remember the band like Play? It was like a girls group. Like I did all the like girls group, Disney Channel inspired or like musical kind of things. I feel like this checks out my personality. Yeah, Backstreet Boys thing I could do. Yeah, it was a lot of like the powerhouse, like Kelly Clarkson's old albums, you know?
So you're
like,
more like early 2000s.
Probably, yes.
You would probably say.
Okay, I was born in 1994, so like maybe 90s.
I was gonna say, so you've got, yeah.
I mean, 93, so we're not off.
Yeah, maybe I just missed that part. Maybe it's like I'm a younger millennial that I missed the wave.
You're not the geriatric millennial, which is
I'm not quite geriatric millennial like there.
Hey. I'm a big 90s music fan. 90s, early 2000s, definitely the jam in our house. Growing up, I listened to a lot of 90s country. So that's definitely something that we do a lot of in our house.
Yes.
Which was funny because I was not allowed to listen to a lot of mainstream music growing up, but I was allowed to listen to country. That was what we did. And I look back at that now and I kind of have to laugh. And my mom, who listens to Thrive, is probably going to hear this, but I have to laugh because I go, Mom, 90s country was not a whole lot cleaner or more wholesome than 90s pop. But that's where we were at. So we listened to a lot of 90s country growing up. So that's something that we still bump in our house a good bit.
I do have a distinct memory of my mom used to have like the VH1 top 40 or like the top music videos like playing.
Oh yeah.
While we were getting ready in the morning. And I just distinctly remember like who I think it was, is it Trace Adkins who did the song One Hot Mama?
I don't know.
You know? And it's like One Hot Mama, and like absolutely none of it is appropriate for like, I don't know how, maybe I was 10, I don't know. It's like, and the music video is like him like spraying. It's actually cute in retrospect because he's envisioning his wife as he's like fantasizing about his wife, I guess. So it's not like it's super awful, but still not necessarily like appropriate. I don't know, but
not great.
I would also watch the music video as well, getting ready in the morning. And I remember when My Chemical Romance's Black Parade music video came out, it definitely creeped me out. I just like that early in the morning. I was just like, a little scared of it.
Oh my gosh.
I agree with you on Beyonce though. I love her and I love all the hits, but like I don't listen to like the full albums. But Love on Top, that was at
not like super vulgar with stuff. Like it's just too much, right? It's just more, I don't know if it's the older I get or what, but like there's just some stuff where I'm just like, that's not necessary, bae. It's not like you sing so well. Like, you don't need to drop the F-bomb as often, you know? Like,
I mean, Love on Top was played at every single theater party in college. So
Love on Top is fantastic. I don't think there's any F-bombs in Love on Top. I'm like, Love on Top, it's just, look at how high you can go. None of us bow down. None of us can compete. Like,
yeah.
Okay, I have
See,
some
I
food.
don't listen to a lot of albums in general, though. Maybe that's an unpopular opinion of mine. I don't usually sit and listen to like all of an album. The exception is we have a record player, and so that obviously you listen to an album. But aside from that, like I don't typically like sit down and listen from start to finish.
Interesting. I don't know if
I
I
don't know.
regularly do, but I feel like if things are trending, I will try. I'll like put it on Spotify and try to make it through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I have some food ones.
Hang on. Speaking of Spotify, that's one of mine. Spotify is better than Pandora.
Yes, agreed.
Oh, my husband.
I stopped Pandora years ago. I'm an Apple Music girl, thanks to my dad for the family plan. But but yeah, similar. But yeah, Spotify is great.
Yeah, Spotify's worth that. Okay. I have a food one.
The food one. What?
Seafood sucks.
Ew, I can't eat seafood. I can't do it.
Hardcore disagree. I would eat
Clear
sushi.
it
I would
down.
eat sushi for every meal.
No, I can't.
I love sushi.
You go in the ocean and just like grab a fish and take a bite. Like, to me, that's what it must be like.
Is it a texture thing or a flavor thing?
Texture.
You know what? It's like all of it. For some reason, and like, I am not a vegetarian. I eat meat. If I take a bite of fish, the first thing that pops up into my mind is Finding Nemo. I can't do it. And I'm like, fish are friends, not food. And I have to put it down. Like, I can't do it. I don't like if it tastes fishy, if it tastes like the sea, I can't do it. I just can't do it.
You don't do like lobster, shrimp, nothing.
Nothing.
Man.
Oh, I will say, I eat tuna fish, like tuna from a can.
Yeah. Yep. I can do that. But
that's okay.
Like
I mean, that's fish.
Tuna fish salad. Is that what's or
Yeah, like a tuna salad.
like
I can do tuna salad without it.
Tomato, all that jazz.
Yes.
That I can do.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'm shocked there's so simple on that one.
You know what, Taylor? I think I have another one that I'm pretty sure we feel the same on this too. I think maraschino cherries are the most underrated ice cream topping.
No, I hate. No.
Oh, you hate them. Oh,
I hate them.
I have some opinion on maraschino cherries.
I'm sorry. I know.
I'm with Taylor. I hate them.
Oh, come on. They're so good. They're so fake, but they're so good.
I was going to say, they're just chemicals in a round shape.
I shouldn't eat them given how my lifestyle changed a bit, but I could eat them right out of the jar.
Okay, do you get like really cheap ones or do you get like good ones?
I get whatever's at Target. So, you know.
Okay.
Nothing gourmet here. Just like the can of maraschino cherries.
Okay.
I will say I really disliked all cherry anything until about a year ago because it just reminds me of medicine. Like cherry flavored medicine.
I'm not a big cherry flavoring person either, in general.
But I love when the blueberries are like a little tart and sour. So the gentleman at the farmer's market was like, "Ooh, you might like a sour cherry." So I tried one and they are like candy. Now sour cherries that you like bake with are delicious. And I think they will be in season soon. So I will be buying some from the farmer's market.
You also find this not at all an unpopular opinion, but you need to get those tart dry cherries that I've been hooked on.
I know. I saw you post about them and I was like, they've been on my list. I just haven't like gotten to them.
They are addicting, absolutely addicting. And they're actually completely healthy and not artificial at all. So
and the tart cherry juice, mocktail, sleepy time mocktail trend that's going. Definitely a fan of that one with some lemon spindrift. Delicious.
Delish. Okay, I also think pineapples are a superior pizza topping.
I agree.
Sorry, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Leave us now.
Everybody.
They're so good. There's like a little bit of sweet with like the cheese and like the salsa. Oh, so good. Do you like
Oh, see, I don't do olives. That's my kids are big on olives and like olives on their pizza. I don't do olives. I don't like them.
Ugh. What are your guys' thoughts on milk versus dark chocolate? Because I think milk chocolate is disgusting.
I had this debate with my 9-year-old yesterday, actually, because she was mad that I only buy dark chocolate chips.
Yes.
I don't know why. Like maybe it makes me feel better about chocolate. I don't know, but
It's healthy.
I mean, it's healthier. I don't like the really, really bitter dark. I feel like there's like a good darker, but not. I guess if I had to choose, I would choose dark chocolate.
Dark.
I don't think I would. Yeah.
Okay, we're all aligned here. This is good. Okay, I have
It's not as
serious-
polarizing as your seafood comment, though.
Oh,
I have yeah.
let me tell you, going on a trip along the Amalfi Coast when you don't eat seafood was very hard.
See, I was gonna say, I feel like you missed out. That's like all I ate while we were in Mexico.
Yeah,
It was like fish tacos and ceviche and sushi.
I can't do it. Although I will say my husband was afraid to eat it there because he was afraid it would mess up his stomach, like just have a bad, even though I'm probably he would have been fine, but it's like I don't want to risk getting sick on a trip. So yeah.
That's true.
Did you have another one?
I have a serious one. Since
Okay.
food is all fun and stuff, I have some like serious ones thrown in. I feel like it's high time for a serious one. I think there's a difference between body positivity and encouraging obesity or unhealthy habits. Like, I think you can love yourself and love and honor your body while still making choices that support a healthier life. And I think making healthier choices is loving your body and honoring your body. So it irks me a lot of times because I feel like there's some good in like the body positivity movements on social media and stuff, but I think there's a fine line that's often crossed.
Wow, you went for it, and I agree.
Yeah, that's what I have to say about that.
It's definitely a tough topic, and I do think there is a fine line, and it's tough.
Yeah, it's tough, but I think it's an important differentiation because if you lean too far into the unhealthy side where you are not taking care of yourself and using the body positivity movement to justify that in some way, that's where I think it kind of becomes an issue. Where it's like, I think you are allowed to love yourself and love your body and love everything that it is made to do and that it can do. And like, you are allowed to do that, but still also strive to improve your eating habits, your like movement habits. Like, I think it's like a both and.
Overall health, not so much appearance, but just focusing on overall healthy habits.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a difference between focusing on there's a difference between focusing on just the number on the scale or the size in the pants and saying I'm going to choose to eat a certain way because it fuels my body, whatever that looks like. I'm going to find a movement that I enjoy because I enjoy being active, not doing it, because of a number on a scale or a size in your pants, that kind of mentality.
Honestly, I couldn't tell. The last time I weighed myself was at the doctor's office when I was pregnant. Like, I don't weigh myself. I don't think it at all should be about a number on a scale or about a size. Like, I think it should solely be like what fuels my body, what feels good and feels right, and what will make me feel better. And I think I just think that like that's where the misconception comes in because you can like taking care of your body is loving your body. It's a part of it, not just looking in how you feel, how you look in the mirror or what you say to yourself or like, yeah, I think that's important. I think it gets lost in the mix sometimes.
Yeah.
Do either of you have one that you want to throw in before I give another deeper one?
The whole money can't buy happiness thing.
That's what I was going to say.
It
Well,
can.
Okay, I have a twist on that one.
Okay.
I think money can buy freedom, but it can't necessarily buy happiness.
Ooh.
That's
Because you can have a lot of money and be able to do whatever you want when you want, which is freedom. But does that actually make you happy?
See, I don't think it makes you happy. I don't think it but I also think if I handed you $100 bill, you wouldn't be like mad about it. You know, like I don't think it,
You know what?
I don't, and
I think it will make you happy. It might not make you fulfilled or like deeply satisfied. So like you might have, it like comes back to that difference between happiness and joy, or like happiness and deeper contentment, where like it will buy you momentary happiness, but that happiness is fleeting. So you might feel happier for a moment or for a period or an experience, but then you might also then lose it and have to do something else to regain it if you don't have a deeper source of satisfaction and contentment to root in.
It's not a standalone. I don't think it's a standalone.
Not a permanent fix. It is a quick fix.
Yes.
Yeah.
Momentary happiness.
I like that. I think more people would not drink alcohol if there wasn't so much social stigma around drinking.
I was about to bring this up when we were talking about healthy habits, because last year while training for my marathon, I didn't drink and it was great and I loved it. But after the marathon was over, it was hard to keep with it because I felt like I didn't have that excuse anymore. And it was also like summertime and I don't know, it's more of a social thing, I guess. But this year I did dry January and I have just kept it going because I just don't feel great when I drink, even if it's just one drink. Like, what's the point of one drink? It's not going to make me tipsy, one drink. So why put that in my body when I know it's not going to make me feel good after?
Yeah. I didn't realize though, well, I did, but because I've experienced it personally, but for men, especially also, because neither Jamie or I is drinking now. And he was at a conference recently, and to turn down alcohol in front of your male colleagues is apparently a very big no-no. And he was telling me like things that they were saying to him or how they were making fun of him for that choice. And it was outrageous. I wasn't shocked, but like I was in a way where I was like, these are grown-ups who are what? Yeah. And then he was describing to me like how they were while they were drinking. And I've seen that firsthand. I would be with him at similar events in the past. And it's like, these are professional grown people who absolutely act like, oh my gosh, absurd. Like falling into tables, 6 whiskey showers in, absurd at a work conference. I cannot fathom. Yeah. Like,
after working at a bar restaurant in Center City, Philadelphia, where it's very close to all the convention centers, hotels. Oh yeah, we would get a lot of conference folks in, and yeah, especially when the company's paying.
It's like it's a social thing. So like things would start at 3 o'clock as for a happy hour, and happy hour is 3 to 6, and then it's a social dinner, and it's like your other people are buying your dinner, and it's who you know, but it's like the option is you are there to talk and drink. So if you are not drinking, now it's just awkward talking and people don't know what to do. So I think if there wasn't like social stigma where that is what you are going to do, it would be different. It would be different. Because Jamie said too, he was like, this is the best I've felt. I'm so proud of myself. I'm so empowered. Like he felt awesome, but he was like really taken aback by the things that people were saying to him. And we were like, and these people did not know why he wasn't drinking, and they didn't ask why or didn't care. It was just went right to, you're, and then inappropriate things that I cannot even say on a microphone. So, Sarah, you've been quiet. Tell us your opinion on this.
I kind of feel like it's all about moderation. Like I wish there was more of a general culture of moderation. Because I do think there's a lot of, it goes both ways. You know, I feel like there's a lot of judgment from people that drink being like, why would you ever not drink? And then there's a lot of judgment from people who drink being like, oh, well, you obviously have a problem. It's like, well, I'm enjoying in moderation. Cause I mean, I like, we are members of a wine club and we enjoy having a really good glass of wine. I will say I'm past the age when I can drink excessively and not feel it the next morning. I am past the age of drinking anything that I don't actually enjoy. Like cheap wine is no longer a thing that I can tolerate in my world.
Right.
You know, like, yeah, there's now like a minimum that I'm like, oh, if I'm spending less than this, it's not going to go well. So I think there's a little bit of that. I think it's like finding moderation, finding what works best for you, no matter what the social stigma is, or no matter what, you know, because if your body isn't processing alcohol the way you want it to, or it's not making you feel good, or it's making you make poor choices, then obviously like, no, that's not a path for you right now. But yeah, and I'm a big fan of a soda water and lime at social events because it looks like you're drinking and you're not. And it keeps you from just being that person with a water in your hand. Because I do think there's something to be said about like, you do feel awkward if you're at a work event or if you're something like that and you're not drinking. It can feel awkward to just have a cup of water. But doing like a soda water and lime, I feel like that's kind of always my go-to when I don't feel like drinking, but I don't want it to be like a very obvious, like, here is my bottle of water.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know if this is necessarily an unpopular opinion, but just something I've become conscious of more as my kids get older. I'm very conscious of how I speak about my family to other people. I feel like there's a fine line between like, I'm a huge fan of telling a funny story about something weird my kids said or did, or, you know, I think there's a difference between like that and having like a constructive conversation with someone about, hey, I need help parenting because I'm going through this, between just like complaining about your kids or complaining about your husband. And I became aware of it. I just finished reading a couple months ago, Andy Stanley and Sandra Stanley's parenting book. And they talk about parenting towards a goal and how like if you're parenting towards a goal, every decision you make gets you to that place. And so they were saying, you know, your kids are going to face enough in this world that they don't need your arrows to.
Oh, so
like,
good.
They don't need to know that you're not building them up to other people. And it's a very easy thing to be like, I feel like we all need to vent at times. We all need help. We all need to know that we're not alone. But I've just been very conscious over the past few years as my kids are getting older and paying more attention to what grownups are saying and doing and how they're interacting. And how I'm hearing people speak about their spouses and, you know, just being conscious of how I speak about the people in my family.
That's so good. It's true though, because everything you do is either speaking life or speaking death over the relationship with the person. And you're right. I think especially in social settings, it's easy to kind of hop on the bandwagon of, it's like the bitching bandwagon. It's like whatever people are complaining about, you'll just say, oh yeah, mine sucks too. Oh yeah, oh men, oh kids, But like, sometimes I try to think like, if that person was actually present next to me, what would they think about this conversation? Like, would they be upset and have their feelings hurt? Because that's kind of like, shouldn't be saying it.
Yeah.
You are right. I think age gaps rock. And I feel like that's an unpopular opinion because everybody is so timed in their attempted trying for when they want to have a baby. And after now having I guess reasonably significant age gap between my kids since they're over 4 years apart, at least right now, I love it. Yeah,
I thought you were talking about
between
spousal age gap.
Okay, yeah. I can also advocate for that though too, because Jamie and I are 7 years apart. So I'm like,
that's what I thought. That's where I thought you were going with the first.
No, I mean specifically kids, like because my kids are over 4 years apart, not necessarily intentionally, but like I love it. I think it's, at least in this stage, it's awesome.
What year was Olivia born? I know. I can't
2018.
do math right now. 2018. Okay. Oh, yeah. Our niece and nephew have the same age gap. Actually, now that as Olivia and Jonah, and it is a great age gap.
People don't talk about intentionally planning for an age gap like that, and it's more of like a, oops, there's a gap, or like we're trying and not necessarily getting pregnant for X amount of time or whatever, and like that's why there's usually like a reason why there's a gap, and it's not, people normally are so stuck on like every 2 years or whatever. But I just think that age gaps kind of rock, and there's a lot of pros. Like they're not in diapers at the same time, and there's like a different level of independence for your oldest. And I can say, hey, Liv, honey, go get yourself dressed and teeth brushed and ready for school while I'm doing everything with the baby. I'm like, she's got it on lock. So there are pros.
I'm a huge fan of a car road trip for families.
Ooh.
We drive 17 hours every summer, and it is hard and it is a lot, but we absolutely love it because it gives us time. It lets our kids kind of learn to be independent. And it gets easier as your kids get older, because now, like, my son and I were talking, I was like, buddy, this year you're going to be able to read books by yourself in the car. And he was getting really excited because he's like becoming more of a fluent reader. And I grew up taking road trips with my family. We drove every summer from Florida to North Carolina. And I don't know, there's just something about nostalgia, everybody piling in a car and the Tetris of the trunk. And yeah, I'm a big fan of family road trips.
You're gonna have to, you might start to convince me on that, because I am not a road trip gal.
It's
But
hard when you have a baby.
Yeah.
It's hard when you have a baby. We started doing it, I guess, when our youngest was like 2. And we've done it this will be our 6th summer doing it. And it's a fun time.
We would road trip to the Outer Banks every summer, but that was only 8 hours, not 17 hours. But I do have vivid memories of my dad like carrying me to the car half asleep, because we would leave at the crack of dawn, like 4 a.m. to beat most of the traffic. So like I do remember that. And then speaking of 90s, I had Usher's Confessions album, on my shuffle, and I remember listening to that on repeat on the way down to Outer Banks.
Talk about a core memory.
I know, seriously. I vividly remember that before my iPod shuffle went through the wash. Yeah.
Rest in peace. Okay, anyone? I have a final bomb one to drop.
Oh no.
I think most people on social media shouldn't be allowed on social media. I just think there's like, I think this every single time I see anything that has gone viral on social media, and all it takes is one look at the comment section to go, you know what? Most of this shouldn't exist. Most of this shouldn't be here. And I just think there's so much, like, in the grand scheme of things, I'm like, there's some stuff that's created that's good, but I'm like, there's just a lot of people on social media that shouldn't be allowed. Like, can we start an application process of like, please give an example of how you comment to strangers on the internet before you are allowed to comment to strangers on the internet? Because I guess that was intentional, but I'm like, it's just, I just have that thought every time I see things online where I'm like, Sharon, we don't need you here. We don't need this sort of negativity. No one does, including yourself. So
yeah, kind of similar. I blame TikTok. I don't really like TikTok. I think it is a whole different, I think it's a different world. Or at least that's what it feels like to me. My sister makes fun of me because I just stick to Instagram and Reels, and I'll send her something, and she was like, yeah, that's a TikTok. And I'm like, it doesn't matter where I saw it. I think it's funny, but yeah, I don't know. But I agree. Comments get wild and inappropriate.
Yeah.
Very fast.
Okay, y'all.
Yeah, I was looking for something. I was looking for something funny. So the other day, my husband texted me and said, I think I might have just reached peak millennial. I just watched an Instagram reel that was posted on Facebook that was originally a TikTok.
Oh yeah, that's
like 99% of my interactions with TikTok. I'm like, I saw that on Facebook. Yeah. Or in a text that someone sent me.
And it's always like a couple weeks later that it makes it to the other platforms. So then when you comment on it, people are like, oh, I saw that 3 weeks ago. You're so late.
I'm a good solid 2 weeks behind most trends, if not longer.
Judy, I have a life. Thank you kindly. I'm a little late on the trends. Like, it ain't gonna kill me if I don't know how to do the Texas Hold'em dance just yet. I don't know what to tell you. Well, on that note, do we have any final unpopular opinions to wrap up this party?
I guess no is a full sentence.
Ooh.
Because you were talking about why, like, people ask why for age gaps. Can we just also like eliminate the word why? Like, people have reasons for things that aren't necessarily like need to be shared, or they don't even need a reason. Like, they don't need a reason why they're not married yet. They don't need a reason why they don't have kids yet. Like, so eliminate why. And also, no is a full sentence.
And the word just.
Oh, well, I will say I'm bad at saying no, so I'm saying that for myself too. And just, I say far too often. Yep. And sorry. And sorry. Just and sorry.
The minimizing word.
Mm-hmm.
So good. Well, on that note, we are just gonna call it. Oh my gosh, but thank you all for listening in. If you have unpopular opinions, we absolutely want to hear them, and or all of your thoughts on everything that we just shared. So hop on over to thrive.podcast on Instagram to let us know, because I don't know about you guys, but I really want to hear what other people's unpopular opinions are also. I think it's really fun. So, but thank you, Sarah and Tay, for hopping on as usual to share some goodness.
Absolutely.
So fun.
Wait, before you go, make sure you're subscribed to never miss an episode of Thrive. Drop 5 stars on your way out if you like what you just listened to, and come join the party on Instagram at thrive.podcast to stay inspired and thriving all week long. Thanks for tuning in. It's your time to thrive.